Hey, shalom to the sheep. All right, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the house of Jacob. I wanted to bring this out, man, through the spirit. I was listening to these bros in Philly, and the speaker had, mentioned this, and I just looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that, Washington D.C. was originally called Rome, and this is just, more proof, more evidence to validate the accuracy, the integrity of the scriptures, man, and show you that the scriptures are alive. The Bible is the truth, man, and that's all we need. Really, we don't need all these books. As JB trying to have you reading all these books and wanting your opinion and wanting you to be all hella deep and into all this shit. But really, all we need is the scriptures, man. The scriptures and the Holy Spirit. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and skim through this, and I pray to be edifying. I got a couple precepts lined up. But just showing you, hey, we are still in the Roman captivity, and through this captivity, Yahweh Shai is coming back to establish the kingdom of heaven, all right, and set the elect of the nation of Israel to reign supreme in the new world, man. This is that time. So I'm gonna ask you a question: did you know that Washington D.C. was once called Rome? Did you know that? So I'm gonna read this first two paragraphs and I'm gonna jump down. This article would kick off a series of daily "Did you know?" quote unquote articles where I will make a simple apocalyptic revelation about the world we live in by pulling the veil down from the illusion. One way I'm going to do this is by explaining how history, places, people, and things have been changed from their original meanings in order to conceal them from the public over the years. All right, one such place happens to be built on Seven Hills, and it is the capital of the USA, Washington, D.C. Not many people are aware of the fact that before this city got its current name of Washington, D.C., the capital was simply named after that other city on Seven Hills, Rome. Yes, that capital that holds our Senate with the Roman eagle and Roman fascists to this current day is in fact an extension of what was once thought of as fallen, the Roman Empire. So pay attention to that wording, man. It's a spirit, because it said it is in fact an extension of what was once thought of has fallen, the Roman Empire. So when you go to Daniel the 7th chapter, all right, vision of the four beasts, all right, and these four beasts represented four different rulerships, all right. Verse 4, Daniel 7:4, the first was like a lion and had eagle's wing. That was the Assyrians. Right, I beheld another beast, a second like to a bear, and it raised itself up on one side, and it had three ribs in the mouth of it. Okay, this is going into the Persians and the Medes. Verse 6, and after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which upon the back of it four wings of a fowl. This is going into the Greeks. And then verse 7, it says, after this I saw in the night visions, then behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and had great iron teeth. And this is going into the Roman Empire, right? So, and when it says it was diverse from all the other beasts, the diversity of this of Esau's rulership, man, was that Esau didn't do what other nations did before him, which was, have their kings, the lineage of kings. Your son, if you was on the throne, then you would pass, and your son would take the throne, or he would be the inheritance. He would be the heir of the throne, or nothing like that. Esau didn't do it that way. Esau had the Senate. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look up Senate in the online Edamon, it says the legal and administrative body of ancient Rome. All right, from Old French Senat, Latin Senatus, highest council of the state in ancient Rome, literally council of elders. All right, so you see the link with Senate and Roman Empire here. And we could just do a quick word search in the scripts. First Maccabees 12:3. So they went into Rome and entered into the Senate, and said, Jonathan the Hyperus, the Greeks and the Romans are the same people. What else? Second Maccabees 4:44. Now when the king came to Tyrus, three men that were sent from the Senate pleaded the cause before him. First Mac 8:15. Moreover, how they made for themselves a Senate house. All right, where? This is a good one. Let's start at verse 14. Yeah, for all this none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby, Moreover, how they made for themselves a Senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people to the end they might be well ordered. And they committed their government to one man every year who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. See, in verse 17, in consideration of these things, Judas chose Eupolemus, the son of John, the son of Achos, the son of Jason, the son of Eleazar, and sent them to Rome to make a league of amity and confederacy with them, and to entreat them that they would take the yoke from them, for they saw that the kingdom of the Grecians did oppress Israel with servitude. They went therefore to Rome, which was a very great journey, and came unto the Senate, where they spake and said. So they had their little Senate in Rome during this time, you see. Yeah, this is far. I might need to go through this chapter when I get off. See, so you see a lot. You see Romans being mentioned a few times there. Moreover, how the Grecians had determined to come and destroy them. Yeah, I might have to go through this chapter, but yeah. So you see, Senate is synonymous with Rome, though. This whole Senate thing goes back to Esau. So this is how it was diverse from all the other beasts, the other nations. So verse 8, it says, I considered the horns and behold, there came up among them another little horn, all right, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by its roots. Now that little horn is the United States of America. It says, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by its roots. So those 3 horns, those 3 powers that it's talking about is the Spanish, the French, and the British. Because when you go into the history of the United States, you had what? You had Christopher Columbus, for example. Christopher Columbus is what they say, he came here, he found the Americas. That's what they say, right? He was of the Spanish, all right? But where did the United States get its independence from? It got it from the British. And then you also had the French that came over here. That's where you had the Louisiana Purchase. That's where you get that French influence in Louisiana, right? So those are the 3 horns. And of those 3, you had United States, which came particularly from the English. All right, so this place was prophesied to come, right? Now, when you go to let's jump down to verse 23. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. And this is also the kingdom that Yahushua came in. The Messiah that was being prophesied way back during the first beast, right? He came during the 4th kingdom, all right, the 4th beast. It says, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Yeah, because Rome was kicking ass, taking names. They had everybody bound to the eagle. Right, verse 24, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue kings. I think I just want to go ahead to Revelation 13. Yeah, let me just get that. Revelation 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of the blasphemy. All right, this beast, right? 7 heads and 10 horns, 7 head. Well, I don't know if I want to get into that, but the 7 heads go into the 7 different kingdoms of Esau. You had the Greeks, Germania Minor, Germania Major. All right, you had the Spanish, the French, the British. Okay, and then you had one more. You had Rome. Right, then you had the 10 horns, which are those 10 vassals, during the time of the Roman Empire, the Visigoths, the Scandals, or the Vandals rather. All right, those 10 horns today would be these various EU nations, right? And the name of look at the blasphemy that this devil is under this kingdom, under this rulership is making toward the Most High, his son, his people, right? It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, because this beast began with the leopard, which is synonymous with the Greek Empire, and then the feet of the bear, we know the bear is synonymous with Russia. All right, this is how this kingdom is going out, because Russia is leading the divide, all right, of this beast system. All right, even though Russia is not a part of the beast system, but Russia is still Esau, and the kingdom divided can't stand. See, and we at the feet of the statue right now, the 10 toes. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Verse 3, and I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. Right, because Rome was wounded. Did I say that right? Rome was wounded. Yeah, Rome was wounded. Right here, it says what this means in simple terms is that yes, the Roman Empire did in fact fall in 476 AD. Right, so when it fell, that's that wound right there. All right, and then what happens when you get a wound, when you get a cut? All right, you bleed, and then over time it heals, the skin come back, right? And it's like it never happened. So Rome did fall, but that deadly wound was healed. Verse 3, it says, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wanted after the beast. And America being birthed, that little horn is a part of that wound being healed. So says what is really amazing is that this information is easily found on Wikipedia. Rome, Maryland was the original name of a community within Prince George's County, Maryland, which would eventually become Washington District of Columbia. Specifically, Rome was the original community name of Capitol Hill, upon which the United States Capitol building sits. Man, that's crazy, bro. So, Rome, man, Rome, Maryland. In 1663, the property that would become the capital site was inscribed in the Maryland's property records as Rome, its owner, a man named Francis Pope. The southern boundary of this property was shaped by a river named for the river that runs through Rome, Italy, the Tiber. The community was part of the 10-mile square tract of the land which would become the American capital, Washington, D.C., and its owner, Daniel Carroll, transferred the community. All right, whatever. So I'm going to cut that out. So that's crazy, man. The Lord put the spirit on this guy. Daniel Carroll, I guess, was the guy. Daniel Carroll was the chairman of the three-man commission appointed by President George Washington to find a suitable location for the capital city, a sign of the Declaration of Independence. Daniel Carroll was a Roman Catholic educated by Jesuits and Marist in France. So yeah, I'm guessing John Carroll was the Daniel Carroll was the guy who came up with it. I might have missed it, but yo, this is wild though. The facts that Washington was once called Rome was also revealed in the most recent blockbuster book and upcoming movie by Dan Brown called The Lost Symbol. Therefore, this revelation is going to become common knowledge in the coming years. So, yeah, let's go ahead and I'm in second Esdras. Let's go to chapter 11. This is wild, man. This is second Esdras 11 and 39. It says, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? Yeah, because the end is coming through, this time, with Esau being in power. You got that movie Hebrews to Negroes that's getting a lot of attention. But from what I'm hearing, they saying the so-called white man is Japheth and not Esau. So if that's the case, then we still got to wait on Esau to get in power before the end of the world and the Messiah come, which is false. All right, so I'm going to read that again. It says, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? And the fourth beast came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. Yeah, people are deceived like a motherfucker. Verse 41, for the earth hast thou not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved the liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore it is thy wrongful dealing. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up to the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also have looked down upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. That's right, man. You devils, your abominations are fulfilled, man. See, the Lord is not moving this, and he's not gonna put you devils to an end till you get to the point where you've done too much. All right, till that cup is fulfilled. This is 2 Ezra 4:37. It says, by measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. And you devils are fulfilling your measure, man. You doing just what you supposed to do. You doing just enough evil and wickedness to justify what the Lord is finna do to you devils. All right, as well as you heathens. But we have to wait until that time, because that exact time and date is already written. We just don't know it. Right? This 2 Ezra 11:44 again. It says, the highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended. Yes, and his abominations are fulfilled, and therefore appear no more thou eagle, right? Thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. So no more of this goddamn political system, no more of this wicked ass tax system, no more of this, this fake money, no more of all these lies, deception, falsehoods. Verse 46, it says that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. All right, and that's what we're looking for, man. A new world wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, where righteousness and truth prevails, and not lies, falsehood, and unrighteous decrees. All right, so I just wanted to bring that out. All right, because Washington, D.C. was once called Rome, Maryland. All right, that's interesting, fun fact. Lord willing, was that a fine? I'll catch y'all on the next one. I don't want to Ratazah. Shalom.